welcome to Village in Motion. I'm Marcia Boyles, and I'm delighted to begin this morning with David Taylor, who is the Director of Sales. And David, I'd like to have you introduce your staff member.
Yeah, so thank you, Ms. Boyles, for having us on today. Really just excited to not necessarily introduce, but she's actually been a part of our office since December. She's done a great job for the past 6 months, and just thought we would bring her on and kind of have her talk a little bit about what she's been doing for us in independent living. So Arzo, who you all may remember from Garden Ridge in that sales office.
Were you the move-in coordinator? What was your title over there?
I was the assisted living move-in coordinator.
Assistant, okay.
Correct.
Yes, and as we were talking about before the program, I remember her very well because she was in one of our skits.
I was.
Our That's Life skits. And did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
So we knew you well from that.
Thanks.
So you've been here since December.
I have, yes.
So she transitioned over, and we were so delighted to have Arzo on our team. And so now that she's on kind of the IL side, she's really working with folks as they move in. She's our move-in coordinator here for the independent living side. But she's also starting to work with our reservists, so people who reserve an apartment and have to go through the process of meeting with a social worker, doing their financial review. Ours is really kind of helping folks and holding their hand kind of to the finish line. And so we're really excited to have her. She's done a great job.
Oh, that would be a perfect position for you. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
So she's done a really great job. We're really glad to have her. So I just wanted to bring her on and make sure folks knew that she's in a new role and where to find her here in Village Square and not over at Garden Ridge. So
I would be curious to know whether or not in the last couple of years, David, whether the move-in process or procedures have changed.
Oh gosh, I think with every kind of change of guard, I will say, something changes. And I think what's so nice about our office is that we really try to cross-train everyone and all the roles and responsibilities that we have in the office, with the hopes that when someone takes over that role, they make it even better than the person that had it before them. And so one of the things I've noticed right off the bat from Arzo is she's really organized the process. She has her own calendars, she has her own checklist. She's really making sure that she calls the residents before they move in to make sure that they have everything they need. And it's something that, I feel like has gotten better, even from the last move-in coordinator, just kind of how organized everything is flowing right now. But I'll let her talk a little bit about that process as well.
Because folks are under such terrific stress at that point in time, I think the fact that you're organized and helpful would be an enormous reassurance.
Yeah, anything that we can do on that day to alleviate some of that stress, whether it's grabbing some lunch for them that day, or just.
Do you do things like that?
We do, yeah.
Gosh, that's a service that I don't remember.
And it's just anything we could do that on that day. You get very caught up in boxes, and sometimes you forget to eat. I know I would if I get stressed.
Yes.
So just little things like that we can do to kind of alleviate the stress of that day.
Well, I think that's terrific. So you're also involved in the early stages where folks are filling out their paperwork and things of that sort. We all hear, residents who've been here for a while, all hear old stories about people needing to carry a bag of kitty litter to be sure that they were strong enough and coordinated enough, and all kinds of cognitive tests. Now, I'm assuming that none of that pertains anymore.
So I will say that I think when we look at approval processes and how it's kind of changed over the course of the years that Green Spring has been in existence, that I think the desire and the ability to still live independently is still there. Are
there set criteria for that?
So from a financial standpoint, absolutely, and from a health standpoint as well. So every person is different, but I think one of the things that I think our residents and all the folks coming in really have to look at is that being independent doesn't necessarily mean being able to carry a bag of kitty litter or
No, of course not.
and not have any mobile devices assisting them. Being independent is really, do you have control? Do you understand kind of what it means to be independent? Do you know that if you do need assistance with things, are you able to gauge what that is? And then really our social workers and our team here really help to direct folks into the level of care they feel will be the most successful for those residents. And so our approval processes have always been just that we want to make sure that the folks coming into our community are going to be in the level of care that is going to make them the most successful and the most independent. And
Well,
everybody's going to look differently.
And safe.
Correct.
Yeah, I know safety has got to be an issue.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, when many of us came in here, I've been here almost 10 years, the Americans with Disability Act, the ADA Act, was not being enforced in terms of criteria for entry. And so there were some physical limitations that were discouraged if you had them or cognitive. And we know now, of course, that that's illegal to impose on
Right.
the residents.
Right.
So folks are coming in with greater disabilities of all sorts. So really, you were just saying, can you live successfully? Can you live safely and
Correct.
hopefully?
Yeah, to where you're not a danger to yourself or to others, and so we look at all of that, and I
Yes.
think our team does a great job from all departmental teams working together to make sure that all the residents that are coming in really are living safe and independent lives, whether they're coming into IL or whether they're going into higher levels of care. We really do try to promote and advocate for our residents coming in and advocate for the different levels of care that we offer here so that they can be as successful here at Green Spring as possible.
So you're using the social workers and some of the medical staff as well to help with assessments?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that process hasn't changed. Our social workers still meet with all the residents that come in. We do financial reviews with all of our residents that come in. And so those processes haven't changed. So those meetings are still taking place. Matter of fact, right after this, ours has got to rush to one of those meetings right after we're done here. So, still doing what we can to make sure that our residents are coming in the right way.
All right, well, that helps, David, and there's always been a lot of discussion about all
Sure.
this, so I'm glad to get some clarity on
Sure.
this. What else do you have for us this morning?
So just kind of give you an update on kind of where we are in regards to our occupancy and kind of what our availability looks like. Once again, we continuously do a great job of keeping the place full. And this
We've
team,
noticed.
yeah, so this team does an amazing job working with our prospect, working with our priority list members, and having them become residents. And today we actually got back to 99% occupied. So
Gosh, did you slip to 98?
we slipped down to 98.8 at the end of April.
Gracious.
I know, and we came off of 4 months of being over 99%. So we had to work to get back to that 99% that we're all enjoying. But low inventory. I think we have about 15 or so apartments available at this time. A good mix. But the team's got a lot of great things coming up. We have an available apartment tour event that's going to happen on May 31st, followed up with some Parade of Homes events. So if any residents out there are interested in showing their homes or helping us out with events, please contact our office, talk to Maya to make sure that she is aware that you're interested in wanting to help us with our events and with our future residents. So, but all really good stuff.
Well, if you had said you were below 98, I think we all would have fainted dead away.
I would have just walked out.
I see that probably would have been the end of your tenure at Green Spring. Arzo, this is almost a natural transition for you, isn't it? To go from Garden Ridge over here to be helping residents also transition from their houses to Green Spring. Are you enjoying this new position?
I am, yes. And I've done independent living sales prior in a different community. So
Oh, did you do? Oh, all right. So you have experience with this.
yes, I do.
That does not surprise me.
Yes.
Well, folks, I see our time is about up. Is there anything you'd like to leave us with? Your event is on May 31st.
May 31st. It's an available inventory bus tour, so we're going to have our folks get on some of our shuttles and kind of tour the entire community and not just stay in one clubhouse. So you'll see us in a lot of different areas on that day. And just, I guess I'll leave with the fact of just saying, thank you to all of our residents and our staff. I mean, this really is one team, and we wouldn't be at 99% if it weren't for all of the resident support, all the staff support that our sales office feels. So just on behalf of our entire department, we just want to thank both residents and staff for helping us reach these goals. So just appreciate it.
All right, David, thank you. Those were
Thank you.
nice words. And Arza, we're delighted that you're in the role that you are. I think it's an important one. So
Thank you.
take care, both of you,
Thank
and
you.
thank you.
Thank you.